everything under the sun, of course, when he's playing online. But yeah, I think Esipenko would have focused elsewhere.
Yes, for sure. And we can see that by his hesitation. So whilst Esipenko is thinking, maybe we can... Oh, no.
Pawn to c3
Pawn
on the
to
board.
c3 on the board. I love how, like, I was focused on the main lines, and then you mentioned it, and I was like, you know, he's going to do that, right?
Yeah,
He so is going to play c3.
Yeah, it's trendy stuff. Nakamura will, of course, be prepared for this move, but c3 has really killed the fun for lots of players. Actually, a big contingent from Azerbaijan who are playing g6 in this line, going for the accelerated dragon every time, and we see d5 on the board, followed by a quick e5 from Esipenko. So not going towards the c3 Sicilian where we would see a capture and black's queen coming out early. This will lead to a lot of theory itself, but e5, which again synonymous with the English opening, is the trendy way to play, trying to build the big pawn center.
Yep. And again, now this battle, now that the center has been clarified, the battle will now switch to the wings, and it's all going to be about piece play. So this one's going to be very interesting. Let's move down to Yu Yangyi against Odd Piece Spinner.
Yeah, that's why I was so surprised at that video. I know he likes to fidget with pieces. I don't think he spins them. He just likes to hold them and kind of fiddle. But yeah, Hikaru. Let's hope his chess chess today is better than his performance in that video. We see a lot of developments here at Jovanka. Actually, I really like the way Hikaru has been playing, just in terms of creativity and ambition. We last left it after e5. We said white's building the pawn center with d4 next move.
Yep.
A move that I'm not too familiar with. a6. Black has options. Knight c6, pawn to d4 even. Bishop g7, of course. a6. Very slow, cutting out bishop to b5.
Right. But my understanding of this particular position is that black really wants to trade off the light squared bishop for the knight on f3. And if white takes measures to stop that, then you take measures in the center by undermining this e5 stronghold. So to take the time out to go a6, it's a new ground, at least for me.
Yeah, really rare idea here from Hikaru. Really slow idea, but it does allow black in this position after h3. Also slow.
Yeah, it is slow, but it has the idea of just simply depriving that light square bishop of any squares. Because, I mean, one of the downsides of this pawn structure is the bishop on c8 will not have any good squares and will not have a good role. So it's just in the other piece's way.
Yeah, I don't know if I should reveal some of my opening theory, but I would always try to do without h3 here. For example, a move like bishop. Bishop d3, bishop g4 isn't that threatening because you can play the move knight to d2 and it looks like a pawn blunder, but if black tries to get greedy and grab now due to a pin here, then black would fall foul of a check and one of these two pieces on the fourth rank would drop. So I'm a bit surprised white plays h3, obviously very natural, but not necessarily forced, and h3 also slow, kind of justifying black's a6 move. And this other idea, the second plan you mentioned, Ivanka, comes into effect after f6.
Yeah, that is the common reaction to h3. So e takes f6 and knight. And wow, this is a very interesting battle because white is going to be playing on the strong e5 square, whereas black will just have to be using the dynamism of the pieces to compensate. But we have seen Hikaru do this. Actually, in all of the games that he's won, he's taken like liberties with his positional, you know, like he's given away squares, but he's focused mainly on just getting his pieces as active as they possibly can.
Drastic here.
Maybe knight to d2.
Maybe knight to d2.
Yeah.
Just defend your fellow knight.
Exactly.
At least now g4 will come with a little less power.
Yes. But there's an open h line. There's a bit worrying.
Yeah.
Okay, queen b3.
Just ignore. Deflect. Distract.
Yeah, but the queen can at least go to... Okay, you don't even need to... Why am I even worrying about the b7? It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Let's go active.
Let's go active,
d6.
yeah, okay.
Want to set a trap. Now then, the queen might... I was going to say it might get trapped off to rook b8, but at least white would be able to play bishop takes knight here.
Yeah.
Deflect the black queen this time.
Oh, he's reaching for something. What is... Oh, I did wonder about this. Knight to e5. I did wonder whether Esipenko would be tempted to say, you play flashy moves, I will do the same. But I must admit, I was a bit lazy in my calculation. We stopped here. But it's a nice idea, actually. You know, the whole point being after knight takes knight, you just capture, and if bishop takes, well, you're just saying the dark squares are up for grabs, and repeating the moves, they should just make eye contact with each other and just agree the draw.
Yeah, nothing else Esipenko can really do here. Unless he's going to try and be flashy and throw in like knight b6 for some reason, just attack the rook. And only after the knight is captured, then make a draw. Always more fun to make a draw when you're 2 pieces down rather than 1.
I tell you what else Esipenko can do, but it requires being...
A bit spectacular. It's been short and sweet, Ivanka, this clash between Esipenko and Nakamura. I think Naka shaking his head, maybe not to do with the game, where Esipenko played really well, but just he's disappointed his winning streak will be over. And, okay, we will likely see the handshake now, and there we go, it's a draw.
Yeah, the arbiter has been summoned, and the players are showing to her that yes, they have repeated the position 3 times, and it is a draw on top boards. So that means all 3 of the tournament leaders, they were on 4 points, they have now moved to 4.5 points out of 6. And